so pretty. Hey guys, welcome back. It's got Friday favorites and Fooeys for you today, and I'm still loving the bright cheek. I mean, that's just continuing on. I'm still loving a cheek stain, especially in the heat. It works so well. It's great on the cheeks and the lips, so I have another cheek stain. Neutral eye look, still loving that. I really like my lip favorite, this gloss. So good, so affordable, and yeah, just got some good things to share with you. So, if you're new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do favorites videos, new at the drugstore, reviews, get ready with me's, empties, unboxings, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we were chatting about favorites, so let's get to it. Okay, so a couple of palettes for just a really neutral eye look. Was kind of doing the same sort of thing of just like a neutral sort of color in my crease and down onto my lid, a kind of lighter metallic shade on my lid and on the inner corners, and then maybe like a slightly deeper metallic shade on the outer corner, or maybe a like a matte or something. So it just kind of depended on what I was feeling like that day, but something like this, just a very soft neutral eye look. So the Lottie London, the Rose Golds, this is like a little mini version, I believe, of the bigger Rose Golds palette. So I got this in an Ipsy bag. I love these little tiny palettes. So great, but I think even the full-size palette is kind of on the smaller side. But I like Lottie London's shadow formula. It's very pretty. So I wore this shade quite a bit. I have a little bit of that one. That's the top color right here. I have a little bit of this kind of like in the middle part of my lid, but I have it layered with other things. The lighter shade, like right there, so pretty. That on the lid has definitely more of a pinky look, but really beautiful. And it pairs really nicely with this one, which is this gorgeous kind of soft, rosy metallic. I love that. I think it's beautiful. This one is kind of harder to see on my skin because it's not that far off from my skin tone color, but it's this beautiful kind of light champagne goldish sort of color, and then this one is a really pretty kind of rosy neutral brown, I would say. But the mattes are blendable, the metallics are nice and pigmented, and mostly I was using them just kind of by themselves. Sometimes I would use them with a setting spray, but I'm kind of liking a little bit softer still, so most of the time wasn't using them with a setting spray. And also because I was pairing them with this palette. This is the Il Makiage Color Boss Master Palette, 8 multi-dimensional eye colors. This has super reflective metallic packaging, which is beautiful, but rather difficult to film and show because it's so reflective. So let's put the box in front of it. So here it is. So I will say the mattes in here are an interesting sort of formula. They're like a thicker sort of a formula, but they kind of have to be built up a little bit. And I don't dislike that. It just takes kind of like some tweaking with application, because I really feel like so many makeup products have their place. You know what I mean? Because you don't necessarily every day want a super intense eye look. So this is really beautiful for kind of a softer, everyday sort of look, especially these two colors right here. I mean, they're very light. Like this one obviously is like pretty much my skin tone. So I would mix them together and just really be able to do this very pretty blend. So I do have this in my crease and kind of blend it up because it's just not as intense. I'm not going to swatch that one because it's so close to my skin tone. So the mattes are kind of that situation. The metallics are this nice, thick, really pigmented sort of formula. So yeah, like these I'm used to kind of working with something like that. This is a little bit different. I kind of had to, you know, learn the application technique with those, but these are the main ones I was playing with. Why didn't I swatch on this finger? I don't know. So let's swatch this one here. So I have a little bit of this on my outer corner. So that's what I was saying. Sometimes I would use the darker brown there, or sometimes I would use the metallic shade to deepen up my outer corner. So just kind of depended on what I was thinking at the time. But I like this palette. I got this one in a BoxyCharm by Ipsy. So that's where I got that. So it was PR. Thank you so much to them. Look how pretty and light catching these are. Really richly pigmented. Just that kind of thicker formula that's just beautiful. It's so pretty on the lid. I have, what do I have? Yes, this on the inner corners of my eyes. So that kind of inner corner highlight is that right there. And it's beautiful. I like that this one's kind of a, it's a bronzy, but it has a little bit of like almost a rosiness to it, like a coppery rose undertone. It's gorgeous. So yeah, those were the neutral shadows that I've been loving. Once again, another one of these water tints, the ETude House Dear Darling water tints. This one is in Red Grapefruit Aid. So like, you know, lemonade, limeade, whatever, cherryade. This is Red Grapefruit Aid, and I have this on my cheeks. So I did the underpainting today. So I applied some under my foundation, and then I applied a little bit over, like once I had my foundation and my powder and all that on, I applied a little bit more. I put just a tiny bit on my lips and then kind of wiped it off just to get a little hint of a tint on my lips. But it's this sort of situation. It's this tiny little doe foot applicator. Can you see that? Tiny doe foot applicator. And then let me do a little dot. It looks very dark in like a little, on a thing like this. But it ends up looking almost like a, I would describe it like a reddish, what does it say? What, I already forgot the name of it. Red grapefruit? Yeah, red grapefruit. I would say like a reddish raspberry sort of color. So it has a little bit of a pinkiness to it, but then red as well, like a berry, like a beautiful berry sort of color with that hint of red. But these just wear so well. You don't need very much product. I mean, I just tap a few times and then blend it with a small stipple brush and kind of diffuse it. And I feel like if you do the underpainting, like under your foundation, you kind of have a little bit more playroom with that. Like once you get your foundation on, just a light application over the top of it, then you can kind of decide if you want to add more of that or if you want to add a powder blush on top of it or something. So you kind of have, you know, some options there, and it's maybe not quite as scary or something. And I feel like I almost like don't feel like I need as much foundation or something. Like it just gives this sort of healthy flush to the skin, this youthful look that's really, really beautiful. So I like the underpainting sort of method. And again, these are so good on the lips. I think I'm just really excited about these right now because they're so perfect for hot weather, because they are that stain that really stains the cheeks, stains the lips. It's just, once you get it on there, it wears so well. So it's perfect for crazy hot, sweaty weather, and it's affordable. What are these? Like around $6.50 or so. Kind of depends on the color you get, but I think around-ish $6.50. Yeah, so this one is Red Grapefruit Aid. Battery's about to die, but we're gonna keep going, seeing if it cuts me off in the middle of saying something. And then still loving the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear blushes. So Confident Pink, still my favorite, I think, of the two that I own. So I have just the tiniest little bit of this over the stain. And I don't know why. I think because in the hot weather, so many things with makeup kind of fade. Whereas both of these are very long wearing, and it just really keeps this pretty look to the skin and still looks like you got something going on. Like as long as my mascara is hanging on and my blush and I look like I've got a little bit of that, then I'm pretty happy with it. So this one just so long wearing. It is really pigmented. Again, this is kind of like a raspberry sort of color. It's got quite a bit of warmth and kind of red to it. Main thing with this, super pigmented. I mean, literally, I barely tap my brush in it, and then I tap it on my cheeks. Sometimes I'll even tap it on the back of my hand to get less, well, it cut me off after all. So I was saying, yeah, sometimes I'll even tap it on the back of my hand to tap off more of the product before I apply it to my cheeks, just because it's super duper pigmented. But I think it's beautiful. I don't know if it's because it's so rich in pigment, that's why it wears so well, or the fact that it starts richer and brighter, so that then if it does fade, you still have some color left behind. I'm not really sure, but I love it. I love the formula. I think it's beautiful on the cheeks. It's just very pigmented, so you just need the tiniest little bit. I mean, this is literally going to last forever, because I need such little product. Okay, and then last up for lips, let me remove this swatch. Last up for lips. So again, like I mentioned, I was either using the lip stain and I would just kind of tap some on my lips. Either kind of tap it, rub my lips together and leave it full on. That's definitely more of a deep berry on me personally. So I would sometimes do that, but mainly I would apply it and then kind of wipe it off just to get a tiny bit of stain, but not like a super rich, deep color. So just a little bit of a stain, and then I would either top it with this, which is what I have on today, or I just wore this by itself multiple times. This lived in my purse like all the time. So yeah, this is one of the NYX Butter Glosses, and this is in Strawberry Cheesecake. I just got this recently. I don't remember if I've had this color before. I love these. I love that they're so affordable. I love that they smell good. I love that the packaging matches it. I mean, obviously you can see through to the color, but I love that the lid is usually pretty close to the color inside. These are comfortable. They feel really great on the lips. They're not a super long wearing gloss, but I don't mind. They're just a good one to kind of have with you and throw on and then reapply. So I'm going to show you kind of applied more intensely and then sort of like blended out, because I love this color for summer. Because again, I think it just looks like really beautiful summery makeup. Like it's gorgeous full on, this beautiful kind of fuchsia, how would I describe that? It's not super neon or anything like that, and it's not really a berry. It's just kind of like a bright mid-tone pink. Really pretty. But then look at it sheared out. So pretty. So this is great to leave in your purse because you can apply just a tiny little bit and rub your lips together, and then you get that kind of comfortable feeling on the lips and just a hint of this beautiful glossy color. It's gorgeous. So really very versatile. I mean, you can go full on like that and get more of a defined lip look, or just a little hint of a beautiful pinky gloss. It's just a really pretty color. So I'm excited about this. Makes me want to get more of the maybe richer, deeper colors, because you kind of have that versatility with them. You know what I mean? That you can go the full on, get that rich color, or apply it more sheerly and get just a little hint of a glossy tint. So fun, so good, so affordable. All right, you guys, so those are all my favorites. So hope that you really enjoyed this video. Please hit a thumbs up if you did. Let me know down below what you have been loving or maybe not so much loving. Let me know what you've been up to recently. I would love to hear that. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.